Hey guys, I want to talk today a little bit about American drama. Seems like American drama is starting to enter our realm over here in the Philippines. And if there's anything worse than that coming here, I don't think there is. I don't think there's anything worse than that coming to the Philippines. This is our peaceful place where we come, relax. We came here to get away from that crap. I think the best way to alleviate some of this crap is just leave it back there. I noticed that with this passport bro thing, a lot of the women expat vloggers, not expat vloggers, they cater to the expats. They're actually Filipinas. They're getting a little bit ticked off at what's being said by Western women. And it's kind of bringing what we escaped back home over here. And it's not something we really want to see over here. I seen the Filipina P the other day doing her dramatic episode on Western women and about the passport bros and all that stuff. And I think they're kind of bringing this to our doorstep. And I know Filipinas love a lot of drama here sometimes, but Western women love their drama too. And the Western women are saying things about the Filipinas over here on YouTube, attacking Filipinas and saying that they are stupid, uneducated, naive. And I think, the way that the women are saying it and the way they're speaking in their speech, it makes them in the Western country look worse. And I think if the Filipinas attack them back, it just, I think it's best to just leave it alone and just say, what do we want this battle for? We live over here. We're 10,000 miles away. What do we care what they say? In reality. I think a lot of guys over here love to watch vlogs. It's our pastime. A lot of people over here, they go on there to hear what's going on in the expat world. And I usually don't watch it that much, but I have been watching this passport bro thing because I'm in touch with a couple of the guys and stuff like that are part of the passport bros, the Imperial Brown. And some of these guys are bringing a lot of good things in here. They're bringing in they're trying to get Medicare in here. These guys are like becoming like a large group actually, and they're trying to do things for expats over here by doing the Medicare. And Imperial Brown, and that's not his real name, Imperial Brown went around to a lot of the congressmen, I think even some of the senators, talking to them about Medicare Part B and bringing it over here for the expats. I did a little vlog on this a while back. He's been asking me to do an interview with him. Sorry for the wind, guys. I usually don't do interviews, okay? It's nothing against anybody. It's just something that I just don't do. I just don't like doing interviews for many reasons. I would rather just tell the story and just get it out that way. I'm walking around because of the wind. But anyway, I think that this thing going on with these women, I wish that the Filipino women here would just kind of ignore what's going on. Let it go. Who cares? We just gotta kind of just let it go. Leave those American women to themselves. It's the reason why a good chunk of us left. It really is, and that and many other reasons. The American family is in a huge downturn. It's the American families today. They don't care about the elderly. They don't care about their grandparents. They don't care about their their fathers and mothers and stuff like that. It's getting bad back there, and I see a lot of Americans over there when they talk to me. A lot of the American guys, and some of the women too, that are conservative women over there, are sick and tired of the liberal BS, and that's what it is. It's and the wokeism and the crap that's going on over there. And I usually don't talk politics that much, but that's why people are leaving. If you want the truth, that's why people are leaving. And some of the other people on the other side of the aisle are coming over here too, because they're sick and tired of the political crap too. So it's kind of on both sides. And if they just let the argument stop and come together and say, hey, let's work for the greater cause of whatever we're trying to do and meet in the middle. But it seems like America is broken because the politicians and the media feed off the drama over there. And this passport bros thing and the Western women against the Filipino women thing is just part of that crap. And I see some of the women vloggers over here, they're jumping on board with all the drama and stuff like that. And a lot of them, they pander. And I want to make this crystal clear, is that they pander to their audience to get more views and more subscribers and stuff like that. It's just part of the vlogger community and being a vlogger over here. And one of the particular women vloggers, is actually more than one, she panders heavily to her audience, always agreeing with them and justifying everything. And she puts it in such a good way, it comes across as being a really good vlog. And I tend to disagree with that sometimes, although she does put out some good stuff. I'm not going to knock her channel. I'm not going to say her name. I think you guys can figure it out on your own. She is a great vlogger as far as, making money and putting out some good stuff. But I think sometimes she does pander. I think a lot of people pander out there. I just try to say it like it is and try to put out the news, and we're an info channel, and I try to stay in the middle on things. That's me. I think I'm a little bit different. I try to stay in the middle. I'm not always perfect. I do pass out my views a little bit sometimes, and I just did a little while ago about my politics. But, we try not to talk too much politics on here. We really try to give you guys a story of what's going on in the Philippines, and also we try to give you the info that you need to come over here. And that channel does too. The channel that I was just talking about, the woman vlog, like I said, I don't want to say her name, but I think you need to give both sides of the story on everything. And I like to give both sides of the story because there's good and bad with everything. There really is. There truly is. And I see that over here. And I kind of kick back and watch both sides and then give my view and give both sides of the coin. And a lot of these other vloggers, you got to kind of share the good and the bad out there. And I think you'll be a better vlogger that way too. But as far as this drama that's been brought here to our shores here in the Philippines now, we can shut it off. We can shut it off by just not paying attention when people talk about these women back home. Who wants to hear that? Who wants to hear that stuff? We ran away from that, and we came over here to get away from it. Now guys are watching it on vlogs over here, and it's kind of sad because why do I want to watch that? When I was watching it, it was almost gave me like PTSD, watching it, because I remember back home putting up with stuff in the school system that I worked at from some of the women there that were really vicious. The women principals there, was a couple of them were nasty, and some of the teachers were too, with their views and stuff like that. Most of the teachers there I loved a lot. They were really good people, but I remember some really particularly nasty people. When I see these people on these vlogs talking about Filipino women and the passport bros and stuff, it's kind of sad to watch it because they're attacking American men. And it's not just black men, it's also white men too. So remember that. Even though they use the term bros, a lot of people think it's black guys. It's not. They take in everybody. They put them under that category. Passport bros are guys coming over here. One guy tried to say, well, the white guys are passport Joes. No, it's really truly not. I've talked to the guys in the passport bros, and they say it's not a strictly black group. It's not. They've organized and they let anybody in it, and I'm kind of glad that they kind of said anybody can join, because it doesn't bring that race crap that's going on back home over here, because most guys over here, black or white, Indian, UK, Australian. We all try to get along for the most part. We do have some crap that goes on once in a while, but it's sometimes I think it's people with misunderstandings or what have you. And I hate to see that when it goes on, because I come over here just to get away from that and be friends with everybody. I love everybody equally the same, as I've spoken before, and over here I think we just kind of have to stay off the politics and stay away from the crap. Although we do get into politics once in a while. It used to be a favorite pastime of mine to talk politics, and I don't like to talk politics as much as I used to. I still do talk politics on occasion, but now I tend to stay away from it. I don't like talking about that crap anymore. I like to be free of all that. And to hear about Western women attacking the guys over here, that's the last thing I want to hear, And I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I just wanted to get that off my chest, and I think a lot of other guys are kind of voicing their opinions on this too, because I've had a few people contact me saying the same and voicing the same opinion that I just gave. And I hope that this drama goes away after a while. I hope that Filipina P and a lot of these other people, these other women vloggers out there, that they just kind of leave that alone, because when you bring in these Western women and show them on there, I know a lot of Filipinos want to speak up to what those women are saying. I think it's just best to leave them alone. They say when you're up against a narcissist or something like that, gray rock them, and that means like just become part of the wall, and don't say nothing, just stay quiet, and that'll bother them more, if you don't say anything. And that's the best way to be sometimes. And I think sometimes the Filipino women are good at doing that, but there are a lot of Filipino women that are speaking up. And I think when we bring that drama over here, we're bringing some of that Western drama and turning some of these Filipino women into what we don't want them to turn into, Western women. And when these people see these Western women, they're like, man, these women are really strong, but they're mean and stuff like that. But some people emulate that. They copy that. I mean, a lot of Filipinas, I'm not going to go into this and say that they're uneducated, but they're kind of naive on some things, I think. And I'm not attacking the women, but I'm talking about the women from the provinces and stuff like that don't have an education. But most Filipinas around Manila and in the heavily populated areas are pretty educated. And they're pretty smart, and they speak 2 languages, sometimes even more than 2 languages. Some of them even speak Arabic because of being OFW workers. They're extremely smart. But these women that are coming from the provinces, and I'm just being truthful here. No, I'm not saying all women from the provinces are stupid, so I don't or naive or ignorant or anything like that. But I think that a lot more of them are naive than the ones from the city, because the ones from the city are not very naive. In fact, they're very, very on top of things and very well educated people. But I think a lot of women over here, they try to emulate Western values and Western people, and by showing these American women on there, I don't think we're doing ourselves any justice. I think we just need to ignore them. And if I think the Filipinos have something that's like gold. Who they are and what they are is like gold to people. It's something that a lot of people in the world don't have. And that's a richness in here and a goodness in here and a sweetness and stuff like that Western women have lost. And hold on to that. If you're a Filipino, hold on to that. Because the second you lose that, you lost that gold in you. You lost that value. You lost that sweetness, that goodness, and everything that's good about the Filipino women. That's what's good about, and also the Filipino men are good too. There's a certain sweetness and goodness and wholesomeness in the Philippines that American women have lost. And if there's any American women that are watching this, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying all American women are like this either, so I don't like to paint people into a corner and stereotype people. I'm saying the vast majority of American women have kind of become kind of sad. It's really terrible because they're very dramatic and hateful people now that nobody wants to be around. And that's the sad part. God bless, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's show. I just had to voice that today. And I think a lot of guys out there kind of feel the same way. If you don't, feel free to comment. God bless.